Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 47 of my Billionaire Minecraft series, where I will collect 1 billion iron ingots, gold ingots, diamonds, and emeralds using the All the Mod 6 mod pack in Modern Minecraft 1.16. In today's episode, I am going to hopefully fix a system that I built in the last two episodes, and that is my compression, transport, and then decompression system that I built for my iron ingots, diamonds, gold ingots, and emeralds. So let's get started. So the genesis of this problem actually came to me through a little math realization here. So if we take a look at the totals that I have at my current base right now, I have 358 million emeralds, and at the low end I actually have 289 million gold ingots. The thing is, as of last episode, which was filmed almost a week ago at this point in real life, I had about 5 million blocks of double compressed of all of these. So when I ran the math, that means I should have about 400 million as of a week ago of all of these materials and then some. And so obviously I looked and I made sure that I'm not going crazy or anything. And it seems like my system, for whatever reason, is losing resources. I'm not sure where the losses are happening, but they are happening, or they seem to be happening. So if we take a look here at this system, which is apart from my main system, this is a system I built in the last episode, we don't have any more of these blocks. We are getting more imported continuously through the minecart system up above, but as you can see, it's very small amounts, and those amounts don't really amount to anything. They are very quickly decompressed and then stored in my main system as ingots through these import buses on the top of the sequential fabricators. So yeah. So I do want to check at my ore processing base that I don't have a big stockpile of them over there, which I'm sure I don't at this point because I've already checked. But just so you guys know exactly what's going on here, I'm going to check this. I shouldn't have any sort of stockpile, and that was a hard. Oh, cool. So that's getting in the way now. So yeah, so I have updated my rails just a little bit. On any of the corners, I actually have direction rails on either side of the corner. So if we see here, I have direction rails here, direction rails there. Just anytime I have a corner, I have two direction rails. And that's really wonky right there, how those carts took the corner. But anyways, they are moving. It is working very well, and we can see that we don't have any blocks in here. If we go downstairs, we can see that we don't have any blocks in here as well. So I don't have any more of these compressed blocks. And if we take a look at the ME system that's actually connected to all of the resources before they are compressed, we can see that no longer do I have any diamonds, gold ingots, or iron ingots. The only thing that I haven't fully compressed yet are the emeralds. So somewhere along the line, I am actually losing resources. I'm not sure why, I'm not sure how, but I am. So my solution right now, I think, is going to be to unhook the compression system and unhook the decompression system on the other. Actually, I don't even need to unhook the decompression system. I just need to alter the how I have everything set up on the other side. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to unhook the compression system over here. So I don't want the resources going to the compression system. And that's really simply done. I can just take out some of these dense cables here, and then the buses will no longer be connected to the ME system. So now this ME system will just collect these things, or it will see them. It doesn't really collect them. And as we can see, I'm getting a lot of resources very quickly because those resources are no longer being compressed. So let's go upstairs. And so now I have nothing being loaded into these loaders because I don't have anything being compressed anymore. And those export buses are all set up to send out those compressed blocks. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put away some of my mine carts, and let's put away that because I don't need it. I'm going to grab a stack of all of these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset all of these export buses to actually export the actual raw materials here. And actually, before I do that, you know what? It'll work regardless because nothing on the other side is going to really be a tripping point, I guess. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set up all of these export buses to export the these materials instead of the compressed materials. It's just going to be gold ingots, iron ingots, diamonds, and emeralds. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other 23 export buses off camera, and once I have those done, I will be right back. So I have all of the export buses configured, and if we take a look at any of these loaders, we do have them full of either emeralds, gold ingots, or diamonds, and that's because I actually set the export buses up a little bit differently. The 8 on this side are set up with diamonds as the first thing being exported, and so therefore all of these loaders have diamonds in them. These ones over here are set up with emeralds as the first export slot, so they are full of emeralds. And then these export buses over here have gold ingots as the first exported thing, and so they are full of gold. So if we take a look downstairs, and we need to get to the elevator to do that, at the ME system here, it looks like for the most part the system is trying to keep up. It's very close to being able to keep up, at least for the first 3 things. Obviously, it looks like the iron ingots are continuing to climb here, but it does look like it's doing a decent job of keeping up, so hopefully that's going to work out for me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run over to my main base, and I do need to unhook the compression system, and actually I need to hook up the importers here to my main system rather than the secondary system I built, because no longer do these items need to come to this ME system. They can go directly into the main ME system. So what I'm going to do for that, and if we take a look here, all of the import buses are oh, never mind, I'm looking at the wrong import buses. The import buses come off of the blue cable right here. So I just need to hook this blue cable up to my main ME system. So what I'm going to do is I actually don't even need this ME system to exist anymore, this small one right here with the controller right here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just go ahead and get rid of this block right here, which will kind of turn it off because it will no longer be connected to anything. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that block and this block. And then I'm going to go ahead and connect up this, all of this blue cable right here, which is just import buses hooked up to these unloaders up here. And I'm going to hook this up to my main ME system. So let's go ahead and do that real fast. So let's grab, first off, I can just drop one of these right now. So I do want to hook this up with smart cable, that way I can see how many channels I'm using. It should be 24 for the purpose of what I'm doing right now, because I have 24 import buses set up on the resource or the minecart importation system here. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. I think I'm just going to drop it down like so, and that should be fine. That should work fine. And then I just need to hook that up, and so all of these import buses should hook up to all of these minecart unloaders, and as we can see, they are not empty, the minecart unloaders that is, and all of these import buses should be showing up as hooked up to this ME system as they are right there. So that's really cool. One more thing I do want to do is I do want to respace out my minecarts, and you know what, I can go ahead and get rid of a few things from my inventory here, just to make things a little bit more even. And this is something that I can do every now and then, because for whatever reason it seems like the minecarts kind of bunch up at times, especially when there's mobs doing bad things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till all of the carts are unloaded, and I'm going to kill them right here. So I'm just going to blast them with my arrow. Okay, that didn't super work. One more thing I can do is I can actually disconnect that. No, I didn't mean to do that. So it does look like all of these guys are empty, which is exactly what I wanted to see here. And that should be about all of them. It takes about 19 seconds per round trip for these minecarts. So I do need to go ahead and grab a rail, and I need to put that back down. So the easiest way to actually get the system restarted, and actually let me get rid of some stuff here. Yeah, kind of thought maybe I accidentally grabbed some stuff I didn't want to. Okay, cool. So that should be everything. I do want to grab if I have any more minecarts with chests. Before I was able to fit 19 of these on here. I can probably fit a little bit more if I'm a little bit quicker with how I place them. And actually, let's pick up these as well. Cool. So let's reintroduce those in my inventory. The easiest way to do this is to set the minecarts down on the directional rails here. And basically, it will send them on their way, whatever way the direction rail is pointing. So I'm going to use, I think, this one right here. Actually, you know what? It would be better to use this one because I can kind of see the minecarts coming when they start coming. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to start setting these down. And I'm going to try to be semi-consistent with how fast I set them down so that the minecarts are kind of spaced out evenly. So there was a stutter there, so there might be a little bit bigger gap right there. That should be alright. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. The more minecarts I can put on here, the more throughput I'm going to have. So I could have fit just a few more maybe. And maybe I can find this gap here and add a few more here. And I'm just looking at the horizon here to see if there is a gap that I can put a few more minecarts in. Okay, so that might be just about it. I just added one more. So I'm not sure how many minecarts I have on this system. I think it's somewhere around 25. That is pretty good. So let's go over to the ore processing center. Let's see if we're kind of keeping up with the demand here because I am producing a lot of stuff over here. I do want to see if the minecarts are able to keep up without the compression system. Because that's kind of important that it at least kind of keeps up. If it doesn't fully keep up, it's probably okay, to be honest. So the way I can see if it's keeping up, if the diamonds, the emeralds, and the gold ingots are going down, then it's more or less keeping up. It's easiest to tell if the diamonds and the gold are going down. It looks like they are, so that's good news. The emeralds are always going to be not... I'm always going to have spare emeralds, I think, because the system, I already have 131 million starting out with, so it does look like the system is doing okay keeping up, so that's cool. And if I remember right, so let's take a look at the priorities to make sure that I am going to get some iron ingots. So I think it goes center, left, right, top. So over here, where the gold ingots are the #1 export priority, the iron ingots are #2 and are... Okay, so I actually might want to change this one to have iron, then emeralds, and then gold, and then diamonds. Just because, like I said, I have so many spare emeralds, and I'm probably going to have way more emeralds than anything else at the end of this series that I... yeah, don't really need to worry about producing more of them at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change these export buses to actually have iron ingots as the #1 export priority. And maybe that'll help me with... You know what? Okay, that is working. It's doing alright. At least in that one. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for the rest of them. The thing is, when minecarts go through, they don't actually clear out any of the slots. And so I might have to manually turn off these export buses for a little bit and then turn them back on. And actually, that is what I'm going to do. Because otherwise, they're just going to have their inventories full of emeralds. And it's never going to change. So basically, by having the iron ahead of the emeralds, we should have iron ingots in here once I do this little break system. So basically, I just want to clear these out and then just reconnect it up to the ME system, and then it should do iron first. So cool. That looks like it's working. And let's double check. Cool. So we have diamonds, we have gold, we have iron, and then once any of these run out, it will do emeralds in their place. Okay, so that should work. I'm pretty happy with that. I might have to tinker with the system to get a little bit more throughput. I might need to add a few more minecarts with chests, But like I said, right now I have about 25, and it seems to be kind of keeping up. I wouldn't say 100% keeping up, but hopefully this solves my issue of missing resources, because like I showed you at the beginning of the episode, I am missing resources and I'm not sure what happened to them. I'm not sure if it's the fault of the compression system or if it's the fault of the minecart system. If it's the fault of the minecart system, for whatever reason, I'm seeing losses there through either the minecart unloaders or loaders. Then I'm going to have to rethink this system here. But hopefully my problem is solved. I'm not using my compression and decompression system anymore, which is sad. But the thing is, if I want to, I can rehook those up pretty easily if I discover that they weren't the problem. But I'm going to monitor this. I'm going to monitor how many ingots or how many emeralds, iron ingots, diamonds, and gold ingots I'm getting over the next day or so in real life. Because I have a really good idea of how many of those things that ore processing base makes on a regular basis. So I know what rate I should be seeing them come over here, so long as that the minecart system is able to keep up. Anyways, even if it isn't able to keep up, I can still do some math, just because this inventory plus the inventory over at the other base should equal the rising rate, or the rising rate should be apparent just by doing simple addition. So hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say, because I'm not doing a very good job of it. Anyways, I think this is a pretty good episode. I know I didn't get a lot accomplished because I was just trying to fix a system that had some sort of flaw that I'm not really sure why it's there, but it was apparent. I was losing resources somewhere. Hopefully it is not this transport system, but if it is, it should become apparent to me over the next day or so in real life. So that is a good thing. I can kind of narrow it down. So if you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to drop a like down below. If there's anything I could have done better or differently, just let me know down in the comments below, as I do read all the comments. If you enjoy large-scale automation in modern Minecraft, definitely consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.